Wake up, NWA. It's time for your morning kiss. It's Dominic Blake on Kiss 105.3 and 1340.
I couldn't live without you.
Where hip-hop and R&B lives.
Good morning, world. You're tuned into Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. I am Dominique Blake, the voice of NWA. A very happy Monday to each and everyone that's here with us. Y'all could be tuned into any other station, so I thank you for being here with us on Morning Kiss. Before we get into the rest of the show, we have to let our listeners and viewers know you can tune in right here each and every Monday to listen live on both the Kiss 105.3 FM radio station and the PPBC Stream app. And of course, our YouTube channel, Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. Stay updated by subscribing to the channel. And of course, give us a like, a share, and, subscribe so we can spread the morning kisses. Attention, attention, all broadcasting, communication, marketing, photography, and media students. The Kiss 105.3 FM station and Morning Kiss show are giving you the opportunity to score an internship and position with the #1 radio station and morning show in NWA. So if you've been waiting for an opportunity like this, the time is now. Please slide into our DMs on Instagram at Morning Kiss with Dom Blake, and let's get you started. Today's show is brought to you by Diamond Training and Live On Labs. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to my awesome producer, Mr. Noel Sosa, and the best co-host on morning radio, Miss CEO Erica Nicole, about all the trending topics and news happening right now. So don't touch that dial. Keep it right here on Kiss 105.3 FM and 1340. We are back. Thank you guys for tuning into Morning Kiss. So Sosa, Mr. Sosa, a little birdie told me you are bringing some heavy hitters in to change lives of a special group of people here in our town, in society, however, whatever you want to call it. Is that true? And how much information are you willing to give up right now on that?
Well, listen, I've said this before, Dom, and obviously, everybody in this room kind of knows, man, we're always working. We're always up to something.
Always.
We're always trying to progress and do things, not only for us here at the station and for our listeners, but for our community as a whole. So stay tuned. Good things on the way. And again, regardless of what circumstances may be, we're going to make 2021 a great year.
Excellent. I believe in that. I receive that. And you know how we do. The energy in here is always at an all-time high. And when we do have special guests to come and visit, they can feel it and it's super contagious. So I love that about us. Erica, how has your life been in this past week? And, what are you up to?
Absolutely phenomenal. I really can't complain. Hoping to get back into starting my fitness regimen after, all the good holiday food and beverages. That's about it for now, kind of seeing what is going to be taking place in-house. I'm sure we'll get to that later on in the show.
You know what, though? I have to ask you, have you bought any new properties lately? Because everybody knows you around here as the real estate guru, among other things, and you're always talking real estate. So do you have your eyes on any new properties? Have you bought any new properties? What's going on?
There's always something in the works.
Right.
Okay, she's like being super tight-lipped about it. That means, guys, something's on the way and she's about to buy a whole building or some more property here in town. So listen, I feel like I haven't slept in a week, Sosa. Is
that right, Don?
Yeah, I'm in the zone where I'm creating, just one of the biggest projects in my life, and I'm so excited, but more so anxious and eager at the same time, just to stay on top of everything. Do you know what that's like? Like, you're not sleeping properly. Like, I'm sleeping, I'm in the bed, but I'm not in REM because my mind is going, and I'm just so compulsive about staying on top of things. But, that's life. I guess, once you become a real adult, this is what you have to go through, especially if you add kids on it.
Oh, man.
I can imagine. You're a dad.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. I mean, it's a never-ending duty. Because even when they grow up, they're still your kids.
Right.
You know
They say, I can't wait till they get to 18, but still. And, I feel like when you create businesses and projects, it's the same thing. You're never, until you sell it,
right.
You're never really apart. You know what I mean? It's still your baby and it's still at the forefront of your mind.
I feel like that's when the expensive stuff starts at 18, believe it or not,
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Let me tell you something. Barbies is one thing. Like a new set of tires and cars and insurances and
tuition.
All that, man. That's a whole nother thing.
And all the random things that you don't factor in. So,
right.
Well, guys, today is Monday, January 18th, 2021. A great national holiday And, it should always be observed and respected because it's Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And if you didn't know, now you know. All right. So quick fun fact, Dr. Martin Luther King Day was officially observed in all 50 states for the first time in the year 2000. It is a day to promote equality among all people, regardless of background or ethnicity. It's observed on the third Monday of each January of every year. So around the time of King's birthday. So, there's some cool information for those of you who were wondering what the holiday was about and why it's so important. So there you go. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into the hot topics. We're talking Trump and his trumpets. Sex and the City is back, and our WTAF of the week. We are back. Thank you guys for tuning into Morning Kiss. We're going to jump into the hot topics of this week. So Trump has officially made ridiculous news again in America, guys. According to TMZ, Trump has become the first commander-in-chief to be impeached twice. And what happens next, nobody can decide. But honestly, if this happens, he's never going to be able to run again for office. The U.S. House of Representatives voted on the article of impeachment that was introduced earlier this week. The article is actually incitement of insurrection. So that would be the grounds under which they would be able to impeach him. The motion was passed with a majority, which included a couple of Republicans. So, Sosa, this is crazy, but not really crazy because hopefully they can impeach him. This is crazy.
Yeah, I see what they're doing, man. And again, I think, if he is impeached fully, that takes away like the pension, the Secret Service, and obviously he won't be able to run again. And I think that's kind of what they're probably going after.
They're going for the jugular, and I don't blame them. At this point, his own teammates are tired of him, and after the riot on Capitol Hill and all the other foolishness we've had to sit by and kind of watch with our popcorn, rightfully so. So do you think he'll be impeached this second go around? Erica, what do you think? Do you think they're going to get him?
I have no comment on this situation. It's just, come on now.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
I mean, what's the point? We're a few days away from Biden taking office. I guess it's the principle of the matter.
Yeah, we want him to not be able to
Where's the benefit associated with this?
The perks. So if they do...
Like the Secret Service for the rest of his
pension,
life, et cetera.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think? Think it's going to happen?
I mean, it looks like it's trending that way. I mean, we'll see.
Okay, so my second question is, if he does, what exactly, you mentioned the pension, you mentioned the Secret Service, what exactly does he stand to lose if we do impeach him?
Well, like I said, it eliminates that whole "I'm going to run next time."
Right.
That's off the table. You'll never see Trump again in office.
Ever.
That'll be a done deal.
Okay.
And he is losing quite a bit. Recently I've become a pretty big golf fan.
Yeah.
And even the PGA has X'd out him hosting their events. They've pulled away from Trump and his properties, and they're taking those events somewhere else. So he's really starting to lose quite a bit.
The fan base is totally decreasing.
Yeah.
So what will it mean to Americans and the rest of the world if we don't impeach him? Like, what kind of message are we sending? And, do you get to have your cake and eat it too after you've, incited this riot and caused all this havoc?
Listen, me personally, look, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the guy. I'm also not necessarily a Trump hater. Right. I do hate the way he's handled things.
Correct.
Just me personally.
Yeah.
But when you start again censoring and doing things like that, it's a bit of a slippery slope for me.
Right.
So I am very conscious of that, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to turn a blind eye at this point. I'm really able to separate the person from their work. Like, there are a lot of people in society that we've, kind of ridiculed or criticized. And, for example, like Bill Cosby, I'm able to look at all the good he's done for society, what he's meant, what he's stood for, and what he meant to a lot of people based on his work. Now, what he did behind closed doors, I absolutely disagree with, and I'm disgusted with. However, I cannot absolutely just, turn a blind eye to what he's done for the industry and how many people he's helped. So I get it. I totally get it. So
that's what the public likes about Trump. I think that they like the ignorance associated with
We like ratchet
what
stuff,
he
Erica. Why is that?
vocalizes. Well, he says what other people think, and now that's why there was such, a show made on Capitol Hill, because they felt like they had the permission to do so from our leader.
Moral of the story is
you're
can't
welcome,
act
guys.
out. Yeah, you can't act out your every thought. And I think that, that is prime example. Just because you think it doesn't mean you should say it or act on it.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Correct.
So be tasteful.
All right. Well, fun facts. Trump is banned. You mentioned they stopped using his properties for a lot of events, namely golf. So let me tell you a couple things that Trump is banned from. Trump is banned from
Everything.
Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and get this, the last one, Google. Yikes. You're living
banned
wrong.
from Google?
How do you get banned from Google?
Can you even post anything on there?
I mean, Google is life, though. We go to Google and search for the most random things. Address, an address, how to spell something. How many times do you think about how many times you use Google in a day?
I looked up some stuff associated with his business, and they were already kind of failing or flunking. Everyone thinks Trump is this huge, successful, just entrepreneur. Correct, exactly. Well, people want to believe what they want to, but he actually inherited his fortune from his father, and he was a millionaire before he was even 18.
He got a small $1 million loan.
He's filed bankruptcy quite a bit. None of his businesses have really been successful. They've kind of all flunked. But I believe his Mar-a-Lago property and then one other one, the only reason that they've stayed afloat or he's continued to generate revenue is because all of the political soirees were being held there, So it's interesting to see what's going to happen to him as a whole or an individual or his empire within itself after this.
Well, you know what? He has a number of children that have done quite well for themselves and hopefully
also inherited.
But there'll be somebody will throw him a lifeboat. Just that's what they do.
A supporter, maybe.
He's put a lot of people that didn't deserve to have positions in government in the position that they've gotten when he was in there. So, it's really crazy. This is the most insane reality show I think we've all witnessed. Nobody even really watches regular reality
This
TV.
isn't even scripted. That's the worst part.
Yeah. So, so anyway, he's banned from Google. So, you're living wrong if you're being banned from Google. Mm-hmm. And let me just add, a lot of trumpet terrorists that stormed the Capitol Hill are now on the ban list, the ban fly list, and are getting arrested by FBI and are in jail. They're losing their minds because they're not able to exercise the typical privilege that they've always had or used to. So this is absolutely a wild time, and it's very interesting to watch. But the
local gentleman that was set to be
the one from Arkansas?
on the desk. He's facing up to 10 years in a federal facility. So
now let's see if he'll actually do the time. Yeah. So
they're pressing for it. I've read a little bit about it this morning.
All right, moving along, guys. Sex and the City is back. According to lovebscott.com, Sarah Jessica Parker, who plays Carrie on the show, and she's also the executive producer on Sex and the City, stated that Kim Cattrall, who plays Samantha, won't be replaced in the upcoming Sex and the City reboot. Kim Cattrall, she can't and won't be replaced, in my humble opinion. For those of you who are Sex and the City fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about and why I say that.
Yeah.
Look, this is a monumental show that, in my opinion, is woven into the fabric of many of our lives. Just growing up and even as adults. Sosa, do you remember Sex and the City?
I mean, it ran parallel to The Sopranos for a long time.
Yes.
So I'm familiar with it.
Binged that when the pandemic started. We watched every episode, and the ending to it sucked. We didn't understand it.
I still have a hang up about that.
Yeah.
There's a whole conversation we could have there.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like there are chat rooms just based on that, and people really
what's
ranting.
Next? They were at the diner, and then what?
So, Sex and the City is a classic that we'll always love, just like The Sopranos. And quite frankly, I don't think there's any other character that could do Kim Cattrall's role any justice. I don't think they can bring anybody along to fill her shoes. Samantha was just unique and special in that role, and she played that character. I think honestly, she created what it was. So there's nobody that can come in and do that. So she was unique in what she did, and let me add that there'll be 10 episodes to this new reboot. of the show, and all three ladies are getting $1 million, $1 million each per episode. So ka-ching. Hello,
Nice.
$10 million. So even though I don't think they'll be doing it for the money at this point in their careers, it's about the legacy of what Sex and the City means to the viewers and our society, really. I don't care how old they get. Even if they were 70, I'm going to tune in.
Right.
So,
But, Sarah Jessica Parker really took her role and ran with it. She, I think, embraced that personality.
Yeah,
she started a shoe line. Exactly. And, she was obsessed with shoes in the show. So it's unique to see if that's really who they are, or are they capitalizing on business with that image?
Guys, are we watching, even though Kim Cattrall, known as the raunchy, spicy one, isn't a part of the cast? Will you still be tuning in to see what they'll bring to the table?
Oh, I missed that. She's not a part of the cast.
She's not. Like, I heard, allegedly, her and Samantha, or I'm sorry, her and Sarah Jessica Parker has some beef.
Yeah, that's a throwback. I'm not sure that will change the dynamic. It's like the new Selena series that's on Netflix. It's it's not the same as J-Lo when she played in the movie. I can't watch it.
But will you tune in?
I'll check it out.
Of course you will. Sosa, I think you're going to tune in. You don't have to admit on air, but I think you will. That's all right. That's all right.
Hey, that's just a quick side note. Coming up March the 12th, I believe it is. A prequel to The Sopranos is being released.
Ooh.
So I will be
there.
watching that.
Okay, all right.
What's that going to entail with Tony?
It's supposed to be Tony as a kid, and the main character is going to be Tony's dad and Uncle June.
I'm tuning in.
Kind of like how they're bringing Kanan back, like for his
Ghost?
childhood on.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are you tuning in to Ghost? Have you been watching?
You watch that?
I hadn't watched the new stuff.
It's amazing.
It's
Is it?
good.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
Mary
this
J
story,
did a good job on
this
there.
story and Method Man. Method Man has taken his
he's a
taken his
lawyer.
acting skills to a whole nother level.
I think meth is cold. No
I
doubt.
think so too. And for a 50-year-old, his body is banging.
Well,
okay,
whatever you say.
When does he show that?
listen, he does. Like, for those of you who are tuning into Power, tell me what you think. Drop it in the comments and let us know. So, how do you think? How did Sex and the City cultivate your views on relationships and sex? Because I know for me,
Grew up watching that.
As a preteen, teen growing up, I'm like, okay, I'm that character. It's kind of like the Spice Girls back in the day. Everybody kind of identified with, a different character. I don't know if you were Carrie, Samantha.
I was all of them.
Or the redhead.
I wasn't Samantha as a preteen,
Right.
but maybe when I got a little older.
And I grew up in New York. So for me, it cultivated my views and gave women this independent idea of, what we could be or, what it should be. I think that maybe women that grew up in the 50s or 40s didn't really see themselves as sexual beings
it was suppressed, I think.
Right. It was very
it was
suppressed.
like taboo to be spoken about.
Yeah. So when watching that show, Sosa, please, I want to know your opinion as a man. Like, did you see women in a different way, just kind of putting their stuff on Front Street the way men have been for years?
Well, so forgive me here, okay? I'm going to kind of just kind of swerve around this just a bit.
Yep.
But didn't the Golden Girls do that back in the day?
You're right. But just like the good old hits of R&B, they talked about things without talking about it, and it could kind of fly over your head.
Like super suggestive.
Yeah, but on HBO, they were getting it in.
It's a little different. It's a little bit more direct. You're right.
They had the late night HBO specials. Now, I think Sex and the City played right before those came on.
Yeah.
So if you were still awake,
Shout out to Taxi Cab Confessions.
Yeah, Taxi Cab Confessions.
None of you will know what that is, but if you know, you know, okay? So, people are interested apparently in seeing women 50 plus having or discussing their sexual relationships.
My grandmother is on that train. She reads her book, her dirty book.
She reading 50 Shades of Grey?
She would. That would be a good read for her.
Shout out to your
I should
grandma.
mail that to her.
Shout out to your grandma.
I'm on it.
Are you interested in seeing 50-year-olds talking about or having sex on TV?
50's young, guys.
I mean, you're asking me?
Yeah.
I mean,
you might have been into the MILFs at one point. I don't know.
Hey, man, I got a strong appreciation for MILFs. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, guys, our WTAF story of the day and our last hot topic: rapper Azalea Banks digs up and cooks a dead cat. What?
Well, wait.
WTAF. So according to lovebscott.com, now listen, now to be 100% clear, it doesn't seem like Banks actually ate the cat's remains, but instead she cooked the cat as a ritual before moving out of her apartment. and just kept the skull for something. I have no idea what's happening here. Listen, mental health issues and the need for constant attention in the media are both at an all-time high. Would y'all agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your take on someone videoing and digging up a dead cat and making it into a stew and posting it online? That's a real question.
I think you hit it on the head. WTAF.
I don't get it, but whatever she's,
Is that legal?
I don't know. Like, we might hear PETA coming,
There's a law about digging up a dead corpse.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really? Well,
maybe if it's your cat, I don't know.
I read it and I was like, well, there she goes again. She's known for just doing the most ridiculous things and coming after people. And, I think there's some mental health issues going on there.
Is she the one that had the chicken closet a few years ago? Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So there you go.
It could be a religious thing.
It could be.
Or,
Yeah, that other thing. So I have another question for you guys. So is it that people want to, kind of just do anything in the media to grab attention? Do y'all think at this time in 2021, where we are right now, where do you see society going over the next decade?
Do you think we can predict that?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that is a tough one to answer because there's so much to consider.
So where will this take society over the next decade in regards to how we view ourselves and other people? Just having social media, just full access to it all the time, 24/7.
It's one of those things, right? Like they say, the more freedom you have, the more responsibility you have.
Yeah, and money.
I mean, literally, you can surf
good.
that web and go any direction you want.
It's a black hole.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I just feel like every month we're getting further and further into the black hole. And are we going to be lost in this abyss at some point?
I mean, I think that's very possible. Unfortunately, I mean, and listen, I'm not trying to down talk anybody or anything like that, but a lot of these younger kids are so socially awkward, like socially awkward.
Because they don't have to engage physically with people or leave the house to do anything.
So their brains are developed very different right now.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's
there's studies that say that. So
yeah, it's a little alarming for me, man.
Yeah.
Because once we lose that human connection, I don't know what our future holds.
Right.
You know what? It just dawned on me now. I kind of am seeing why China censors their society the way they do, because I don't know if it's legal now, but at some point they weren't able to use Facebook.
Dom, think about what you just said and think about something that we talked about earlier in this program. That's why I say censorship is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Very slippery.
Ding, 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 you hit
I'm going to tell you what's so crazy is I'm just always thinking of the next business to start.
Yeah.
I wanted to create a program that censored certain words or filtered them out so they couldn't be posted or they had to be approved. Instagram added that to their platform.
Wow.
So it will hide the comment if it detects that there's some type of, negative context in it, and you have to allow it.
So I think we're giving up the ghost by talking about this on air, but just to go there with you, I had the same idea, but a little tweak to it. I wanted to do like a spoiler proof. So like you could still surf the web, but without getting spoilers, like on your favorite show that you need to watch later, or like the sports, a match.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Patent pending, guys. Patent pending.
Here they go.
Jackson.
Listen, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into the word of the day and our final message. We are back. Thank you guys for tuning into Morning Kiss. Today's show is brought to you by Diamond Training and Live On Labs. Diamond Training, NWA's #1 personal training company. They're virtual, local, and mobile. Rated #1 on Google for amazing customer service and guaranteeing results. Call today for your free personal training session at telephone number 479-312-0296. Remember to mention special code DTKISS to get $200 off any package purchase. Or visit online at dvbdiamondtraining.com. Live On Labs, the world's best liposomal vitamins and supplements. Live On Labs is giving us the opportunity to outsmart our body's restrictive nutrient transport system with a better way to absorb vitamins and antioxidants. No more capsules. It's vitamins in a gel that's 10 times more effective. Maximize absorption of critical nutrients, guys. Take advantage of the 6 lipo lines, which includes 6 top-tier vitamins for the body. You know what? With all that's going on in the world, now more than ever, we need to protect our bodies and our immune systems. Head over to kissnwa.com to grab some Live On Labs vitamins. If you would like to advertise your business on Morning Kiss, shoot us a DM on Instagram at Morning Kiss with Dom Blake or call telephone number 479-312-0296 and we'll get you hooked up so you can tell the world why your business or product is so amazing. Guys, the word of the day is preprandial. Preprandial. The part of speech is an adjective and its origin is Latin, early 19th century. So the meaning of preprandial is done or taken before dinner or lunch. So medicine is often preprandial, occurring before or after a meal. Examples of preprandial in a sentence: he made sure to fit in several preprandial workouts throughout the week. Pam set an alarm to take her preprandial vitamins. Do you like that? What kind of, go ahead, Noel.
I just one of my favorite parts of the show. I love these words.
I love learning new words. Again, we spoke briefly about expanding our vocabulary and being able to effectively communicate in society with human beings. That's something that's under attack right now. Erica mentioned it, and I totally agree. So our final message of the day is be obsessed. My message today, I'm speaking directly to you, whoever's listening right now, whoever's watching. I want you to be obsessed. Put obsessive energy and behaviors behind the things you truly want. Wake up daily and talk about it as if it were already here. Visualize it, fantasize about it. Imagine yourself in it, doing it, and living it as if it were part of your life already. So before I got to the Olympics, I dressed as an Olympic medalist every single year for career day. That's a funny story. Do you know about the story, Sosa?
No, tell me about it.
Okay. So seriously, from grade school to my last year in high school, because after high school, career day isn't a thing. It's not cool in college anymore. My friends teased me and laughed at me. But the moral of the story is it doesn't matter what people or the world thinks about you. If you want something, nothing can stop you from achieving it once you've had that obsessive energy behind it daily. So just to you guys, everybody listening, I'm giving you the cheat code right now to achieve or receive anything that you want in life. Start using it right now as soon as possible. So be obsessed with everything that you want, all your goals, and just treat it like your life depends on it. Again, it does. So be obsessed, guys. We're going to close out right now. And as we wrap up another amazing show, a special thank you to my show producer, Mr. Noel Sosa, my amazing co-host, Miss CEO Erica Nicole, and of course, a major thank you to everyone who's tuning in right now live to Morning Kiss right here on Kiss 105.3 FM and the Stream PPBC app each and every Monday at 9 a.m. Central to kick your week off. Tell a friend to tell a friend so we can spread the word about the morning's hottest show. Also, head over to our YouTube channel, Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. Be sure to bang that bell so you can be notified as soon as we upload a video. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment so we can hear from you. If we heart your comment, that means we've seen it. Also, follow us on Instagram at Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. I am your host, Dominique Blake, the voice of NWA. And until next time, I love you guys and have a great day.
Wake up, NWA. It's time for your morning kiss. It's Dominic Blake on Kiss 105.3 and 1340.
I couldn't live without you.
Where hip-hop and R&B lives.